Missed opportunities. This last week, I was faced with the undesirable responsibility to be patient. Over the years, I've learned that I'm not good at having patience. Therefore, I do not like being put in situations where patience is needed. However, it seems like whenever you don't want something to happen, that's when it happens the most. Since I found out about my deficiency in patience, I have tried to practice it more and remain aware of my thoughts and emotions during times when patience is needed. I don't think that any of us like to feel pressure or anguish as we wait for something or someone, nor do I think that we like to feel annoyed with people due to this deficiency. However, as a whole, I think that our generation does indeed lack patience. I consider us to be overly blessed, yet spoiled. We have the privilege to want things and get them almost instantly. For example, we have the ability to order online, whether it be clothes, food, etc. When we order online, we're able to choose what kind of shipping and at what speed it's delivered. Depending on how badly we want that thing, we'll be willing to pay extra to get it even the next day. This allows us to not be patient because we choose how fast we want something, and more than likely, we'll get it within the estimated date. I'm not trying to pass blame onto businesses or the way society works, but my impatience has increasingly gotten worse because of the many options I have to choose from. The truth of the matter is that if you give someone the option to have something sooner than later, they'll most likely choose sooner. This last week, my patience was tested in multiple ways. I had to sit through an hour-and-a-half long presentation about something that could have been perfectly explained in 15 to 30 minutes. What made this presentation so annoying wasn't the speaker or the topic, but my expectations of what the presentation was supposed to be like. Then I was involved in a competition with a few of my peers, and we had to wait for our individual turns to go inside a room and perform a secret activity. The first to go in was one of my peers, and I thought, wow, this should go by fast. Well, little did I know that I would be the last person to go. I was frustrated and upset because I had seen my peers go in and out of the room, and all I wanted to do was get it over with. I sat there and waited impatiently. The sun hit my face blindingly, which made me sleepier and dehydrated, but as my peers left to get us food, all I could think about was leaving, sleeping, and eating. A few minutes later, they returned with plain sandwiches that seemed like the moon and stars had been brought down to me. As I opened my lunchbox and prepared my sandwich, I heard my name called. My stomach growled and the rim of my eyes filled with tears. I was now chuckling hysterically. I honestly couldn't believe it. I felt like I was living through a scene in a movie. This was absurd. I had waited 2 hours, feeling tired, hungry, hot, and dehydrated. Yet, I still wasn't able to even take one bite of my sandwich. I had given up. I went in to perform the activity and rushed out to eat and hydrate. The point in all of this is that my morning was ruined because I was impatient. Let me explain. This competition was supposed to be an educational yet enjoyable experience, and it was, except for the actual competition. My attitude was rooted in my lack of patience, which resulted in me being serious, boring, and bitter. I could have spent my time talking with my friends, walking around a bit, or even going to get a snack, but instead I pitied myself and was held back from enjoying this unique moment. I believe that this happens to a lot of us, if not all. We focus on the negative parts of something so much that it restrains us from truly having an enjoyable experience or even relationship. Throughout the week, I was continually tested, and by the end of it all, I felt that I was able to control myself a lot better. I finally allowed myself to relax and enjoy every piece of my experiences with situations that tested me. Sometimes I don't realize that when I'm patient, I become more available to others to speak. Therefore, I also become impatient with others. However, I am continually working on this skill. And throughout this next week, I will be looking to apply this more in my life. I also encourage you to do the same. Try to be more patient with people and situations and see how that positively impacts your life and the world around you. My question is, in what areas do you need to be more patient, and how will you obtain patience? Genesis 29:20 says, "So Jacob served 7 years to get Rachel, but they seemed like only a few days to him because of his love for her."